Grayson Allen out of Duke. Brandon Clark, Bruno Caboclo, McLaughlin, Terrell, Creek, Bates Diop, and Naz Reid, who we mentioned just a moment ago. Interesting to note that in the naming of the first and second All-Summer League teams, Minnesota Timberwolves did not have one member on either of those squads. You can make an argument for McLaughlin, Diop, Reid, any of those guys. So you would bet that, speaking of motivation, Fran, that's something for the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
here.
It makes sense, Mark. But when you have 6 different leading scorers, you know what that means? Lots of contributions.
And we are underway. McLaughlin up court. Comes off the high screen from Diop. Found a window to get it to him. Terrell knocks down the 3 ball. Minnesota out to the lead.
Well, we talked about this all week. Having a quality point guard run your summer league team critical. McLaughlin can really do that.
Grayson Allen tried to lob it up high for Brandon Clark. Never made it to its destination. And back comes Diop. Little pick and pop. Reid has shot it well from downtown, but has a big time mismatch here, Fran. Didn't quite take advantage of it. McLaughlin on the kick out pass. Would you have liked to have seen Reid back him down and punish him?
Yes, because that's never been his game, and it's going to have to be. I love the shooting from deep, but he's got to use that big body.
Speaking of shooting from deep, Brandon Clark. Fran, let's talk about it. He was one of the more divisive players in the draft. Guys were either high or not so high on him in a big way, right?
And partly because at 205 and playing power forward without that jump shot perceived, you know, his stock may have dropped a little bit. But you know what, Jonesy? Athleticism to the nth degree and effort has been his calling card.
Had the big game-winning dunk with about 10 seconds to go last night in the semifinal game. Here is matched up against Reid. Evans out top. Shot clock down to 7. Harvey from deep. Butter. He has been doing that all week long, folks.
Well, what you like about him is he's a former second-round pick 3 years ago. He keeps grinding, trying to find a spot in the NBA.
Spent a couple of years overseas in Italy and in France. G League last year had a 58-piece against, ironically, the Minnesota G League affiliate, the Iowa Wolves. And back in transition come the Grizzlies. Mid-range jumper off the mark. And rebounded by McLaughlin. Off the Reid drag screen. Weaves into traffic. A whistle and a foul going to go against Brandon Clark. And you see the real savvy that McLaughlin has getting to the rim.
Well, you know, he was a terrific college player at USC. Really one of the best and maybe underrated point guards in the country. Tremendous in pick and roll. What's he done the last couple of years? Plying his trade mostly in the G League, Mark. Reading some of the Minneapolis papers the last couple of days, there may be a spot for him with no D Rose and no Tyus Jones. But regardless, he is a crafty player.
Yeah, he has really shown well here over the last 11 days. Goes 0 for 2 from the line. Jeff Teague and Shabazz Napier on the depth chart right now for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So as you mentioned, Fran, minutes to be had. Memphis leading by 3, just underway here in the first quarter. Evans off the Clark screen. And there he is again.
Wow. Tyler
Harvey, who told me prior to the game tonight, in playing overseas, you're alone. His family came to visit him once. His fiance came to visit him as Terrell knocks down another one. But he said it was time for introspection for him. And he got into a lot of meditation and learned how to stay present and be mindful. It's really helped his game. And there's a look at Grayson Allen inside.
You know, one of the reasons he's been so underrated before this week was after that 50-something point game, he missed the last 2 months of the G League with a knee injury.
Grayson Allen got blocked at the bucket whistle, and it'll be Grizzlies basketball.
So this young guy comes out of Eastern Washington. When he came out before the draft, he led the nation in scoring, Mark. And, you know, I thought it was a little bit premature when he came out.
Okay.
But, hey, he's still a young player, and you love the idea at 26. He's still grinding for a spot in the NBA.
Yeah, friend, he hit the game-tying three-pointer with 4 seconds to go in regulation last night in the semifinal game. against the Pelicans at 13 in that overtime win. Here he is again, Harvey working against Mitch Creek. Bruno Caboclo from deep. Bruno has shown well for himself as well. The former first-round pick of the Raptors back in 2014, and the Grizzlies, Fran, are 4 for 4 from downtown to start. Terrell's pass knocked out of bounds by Harvey.
We mentioned this is a team that has really shared the ball all week long, and that's a great drive kick out. Bruno playing with a lot of confidence.
Oh, Mitch Creek off the nice backdoor cut, and a great delivery by Naz Reid. He'll pop from there. A little bit of a heat check, but why not? Harvey was 2 for 2 from three-point territory. McLaughlin inside, search the contact. Reid
got to go strong.
Brandon Clark, and then he was blocked by Caboclo. He stared at Clark and hesitated.
He's got to go right up through Clark. Clark is a high jumper, shot blocker, and that 250-pound body, the way to negate that jumping ability is go into his chest.
Here's Reid. Doesn't hesitate on this three, and a little bit short. Grizzlies leading by 6. Harvey with a nice ball fake. Grayson Allen left it short.
Boy, Grayson Allen's been short all week, at least in the last few games on the three ball. Got to get your legs into it.
He came over on that trade, and great cut by Creek, who missed the layup. Good find by McLaughlin. Evans from three-point territory. Man, Memphis is giving Minnesota that work right now from deep. 5 of 7 from range.
Coverage of MGM. Kick off the day with protein and energy from Vector. Show the boss who's boss. Show the game who's game. Nice catch. Show up with high protein and energy from Vector.
Need a change of scenery? Kayak searches hundreds of travel sites, even our competitors, so you can be confident you're getting the right flight at the best price. Kayak. Search one and done.
At Bowflex, we recognize fitness isn't one size fits all. So we develop solutions to help everyone achieve success in all its forms. We focus on bringing fitness home. We adapt to understand your personal goals and capabilities. But we don't just sell home fitness. We make a commitment to help you live your life your way right now and for years to come. We are Bowflex. Our summer sales are on now at bowflex.ca.
To live the Canadian dream to the fullest, you need a truck that is rugged and able to haul. You need a truck that you can count on when it counts the most. A truck designed with purpose and strength. A truck designed for life in Canada. And that truck is the all-new 2019 Silverado. Introducing the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever, because there's work to be done.
Back to the action. Minnesota trailing Memphis. Brown gets it back off the dribble handoff. Diop has been conspicuous by his silence so far, working against Caboclo. Little ISO here on the wing, and that's going to be a travel against Diop.
That's pretty good defense by Brandon Clark, who finished in the top 4 in a Naismith Defensive Player of the Year award, and that's something that's, I'm sorry, Caboclo. Give Bruno some credit there. My bad. Bruno with that length, athleticism.
Rusty Hannes to the bucket. Got the layup to go off glass. And Memphis out to a great start here, leading by 11 points. 7 of 10 from the field. Diop on the wing against Caboclo. That'll be a nice matchup. Terrell goes around the world, and Fran, it's only a good pass if the other guy catches it, right?
Yeah, they hit him off the thigh, and Naz, that's a tough play for Naz to make.
Hannes, little two-man game. A whistle and a foul as Ivan Rabb came into the ball game.
Big week for Ivan Rabb. I think his contract gets guaranteed on Wednesday if there's a spot on the roster. It's such an interesting story, Mark. Remember back as a college freshman, considered a lottery pick out of Cal. Stayed in college for his sophomore year, went in the second round, and he's just trying to find a place in the league.
Yeah, there was some negotiation about that date as to whether to push it back or not, and a good bucket there by the Grizzlies as they continue to get it done. Keenan Evans with the bucket.
Even Keenan knows how to win. He is a tough guy.
Son of Kenny Evans, former Olympic long jumper and triple jumper. Freak inside, lost the handle. And
mentioned this all week, but when you are coaching a summer league team, you have to have a quality point guard, and in the team, they may not be household names, but Keenan Evans and Jordan McLaughlin, great summer quarterbacks.
Had to launch at the end of the shot. 1-1 shots. And he misses everything. Memphis in the middle of a 12-2 run right now. Wrapped
in February and March, how important the third point guard is. And both of these guys are potentially third point guards for these teams. They got to be your scout team quarterback. They got to play when necessary.
Lob! And Rabb making his presence felt. Caught a dominant by 15 as Murphy counters with the 3-ball. Got better every year in college, was third team all Big Ten as a sophomore, second as a junior, first team as a senior. Paris Lee and one.
Come out, Paris. Out of Proviso East in Chicago, Illinois State. Take a look right now. And dropping dimes with alley-oops, scoring. This young man comes out of a high school that's produced the likes of Doc Rivers and Shannon and Sterling Brown.
Michael Finley.
Yeah, Mikey Finley.
Really cashing in here. Minnesota hasn't lost so far in the tournament. The only undefeated team here at Summer League. Martin with the mid-range magic.
Well, remember, Minnesota playing without Josh Okogie tonight, who got hurt in the semis, who's been their energy guy.
Right. Rabb working off the elbow. Cross court, Hannes with good motion. The floater hits nothing but bottom. Memphis, unbelievable efficiency offensively, Fran. 80% on 12 of 15.
Taylor Jenkins, who will be the coach of the Grizzlies this year, coaching Summer League, he's having an out-of-body experience right now because they're playing that well.
And Murphy underneath with the bucket, but a timeout. Taylor Jenkins trying to bottle that magic. Back after this.
Shark Week is back. Starts Sunday at 8 Eastern only on Discovery.
If you can poker face through that, you're poker ready. Download the PokerStars.net app and play.
Some painful moments seem to drag on, but Tylenol Extra Strength Caplets fast forward you through those moments by starting to work in just 15 to 20 minutes and by showing you this 30-second ad in just 15. Tylenol, fast forward relief.
What a a feeling for a coach when the offense is clicking. Watch every one of these baskets, all assisted. The ball movement for Memphis, outstanding. 12 field goals so far, 9 assists. Coach Taylor Jenkins has got to really be liking the way the ball is humming so far. And the shots are dropping. Excellent execution early.
Taylor Jenkins named as Memphis's head coach back on June the 11th. Replacing J.B. Bickerstaff. Let's see what they run coming out of this timeout. Grayson Allen made a little space by using his shoulder, and good move, but no finish. 14-point lead as we approach 2 minutes to go. Allen up court. Working against Murphy. That's a little bit of a mismatch. Hit him with the hezzy. And Grayson Allen having a tough time shooting the basketball here tonight.
Wanted a foul call. That was good defense.
Terrell comes up short at the other end. Allen just 1 of 4 from the field. And Brandon Clark, the Summer League MVP, getting ready to check back into the ball game. Keep in mind that they have a championship game MVP award as well. And Paris Lee with a nice quick shot layup friend.
Paris Lee is one of those guys that'll play well for a long time overseas. Belgium for 2 years. This year he's going to be heading to Bamberg in the German league. Good level of hoops.
Yeah, that German league is top level.
Yeah, getting better and better. There you see Taylor Jenkins, who, if you look at his lineage, Mark, you know, started out as an intern with the San Antonio Spurs. You know what I like? Here's some names for you. R.C. Buford, Sam Presti, Dell Demps, Dennis Lindsay, assistant coach to Quinn Snyder for the Austin G League team before taking over. Well schooled.
From a good coaching tree, that's for sure, Fran, and that's Barry. Yeah, he was with Coach Budenholzer for 5 years in Atlanta, and the last one in Milwaukee. Memphis has connected on 8 of its last 9 shots prior to that one. 14-point lead for the Grizzlies. Brown, ooh, all that jelly.
Yep.
Came off with the jumper.
You know, that's his area right there. You might as well call that Brownville, because he lived in the mid-range at Kansas State.
That's part of Brooklyn, isn't it?
It's Brownsville, but close.
Okay.
Real estate's a little higher in Brownsville, but
I know you're a New York guy.
Yeah. But this young man, great career at K-State, great defensive player. And I think, honestly, he'll have his jersey retired someday.
Wow.
At that school, but now just trying to hang on. He's played well.
And another quick shout out to head coach Weber of Kansas State, bringing home the USA Basketball Under-19 championship convincingly. Nobody came close to USA Basketball. They were dominant, and they earned it. A whistle and a violation. Martin stepping out of bounds.
That drives me crazy.
See a lot of it these days. That
drives me crazy. College guys who don't understand court geography. When you're in that corner in the NBA, you cannot step back. You have to slide along the three-point line. College players have to learn the NBA rules when it comes to that corner three.
We see so much of that, friend. Can you drill that?
Yes, absolutely. It's drilled every day in the league. You know, Tim Leggard, our colleague, great shooter, led the NBA in scoring. He said he worked on that every day, the slide step to the corner, as opposed to, you know, the 1-2 step.
Interesting.
1-2 means you go back, forward, step out of bounds. Not smart.
I got to get you out there and show the nation what you mean.
I got a better idea. All right, get Legler out there.
Allen again off the mark, 1 of 5 from the field, but it's Grizzlies out in front after the first 10.
When a phone lets you take pictures other phones simply can't. When it lets you get closer. Even in the toughest light conditions. And seemingly last forever. It could be the greatest phone of all time. The Huawei P30 Pro. It's even better with Bell.
moment. The 2019 Mazda CX-5, starting from $27,850.
These home insurance policies are so confusing.
Honestly, here to the form established, the said society will promulgate.
What?
You guys look ridiculous.
With that hair?
Seriously.
The world has changed, and finally, insurance has too. At Sonnet Insurance, our home insurance policies are written in plain language you can understand, so you'll know exactly what you're covered for.
Well, that was easy to understand.
Plain language can do that.
Sonnet Insurance. Get insured online today.
Well, the Grizzlies have hit the reset button, and the new foundation is very solid. Gone are the days of Connolly and Gasol. They have gone to Utah and to the Raptors, respectively. In our names, Jackson and Morant. The 4th pick last year and the 2nd pick this year. The building blocks for the Memphis Grizzlies. Maybe we'll have Grind City Part 2 as we bring in Jaren Jackson joining us courtside. Jaren, thanks a lot for joining us, and I see you there with John. What's it like being here this week, supporting your teammates, and was there ever a thought about you actually playing in these Summer League games?
Obviously, you know what happened the previous season. You know, I wanted to be cautious and be smart about my play in this, and I felt like it was good for me to just be around the team and watch and learn and grow with these guys. But we're still working out every day. We're still getting the work we need in on our own. But this is just great to be with the guys.
Speaking of learning, Jaren, what did you learn as a rookie in the NBA last year? What did you take away from your first year?
Definitely be patient. That's a huge thing because, you know, patience is always key in this league. You have 82 games. You have to have short-term memory. You got to move on to the next game. You have to be willing to give up part of yourself for the team a lot. You know more of the times when you're just going to get 50 points every game. You're playing against guys that are completely inferior to you. Everybody is the best of the best. So you got to move the ball, trust your coach, trust the system you got, and just go out there and hoop.
Hey, Jaren, I know it was a long season, 82 games preseason. What was your welcome to the NBA moment? Was there a game, a moment, a time that you were guarding somebody or going against somebody that really sticks out in your mind?
Well, I remember in the summer, one of the people from the Houston staff was talking some trash. They said they were going to ISO me every play, first game, and that's what they did. That's what they did first game. They ISO'd me. It was James and Chris Paul, like, every time. Like, I don't remember how many they made. I'll definitely want to admit it if they made, like, all of them. But that was just crazy because, you know, those are guys I've been watching for years, and, you know, they're just like my idols, like a lot of other guys in the league. And to play against them is great, but to get ISO'd every time was funny, too.
Wow. You played with a great point guard last year, Jaren, and you're going to play with one, and he's on your left. What have you told Ja about his rookie year in the NBA coming up?
I mean, honestly, there's not a lot of advice you need to give him. I mean, he's going to learn it the same way I had to learn. You have to learn from experience a lot of times, so I'm not going to just act like I have all the answers, because I definitely don't. I would say lean on your vets, ask them, always ask questions. You know, be willing to learn, understand it's not going to come day one with anything, but, you know, you see his talent level, you see what he's doing. The stuff he's doing is crazy. He'll be fine.
Hey, Jaren, who was your vet last year?
Oh, I had a lot of vets, you know. Mark, obviously, with all the stuff he did for me, and then Mike, they were kind of the heads of that. And then, but even guys like Chandler Parsons on our team, he's been in the league. Kyle Anderson, JaMychal Green, Garrett Temple, Shelvin Mack, you know, Omri Caspi. There's a lot of guys on our team I can name that had a big impact, you know, on how I'm learning and how I'm playing. And shout out my guy, C.J. Miles.
Oh, C.J. Miles. Okay, yeah. Hey, got to get those donuts and bring them to practice on time, right?
Hey, well, our team is sushi. It's sushi team, so I got to bring the sushi, and I got to have it on time. I got to have the teriyaki. There's no slip-ups. You're getting fined. You're getting hit with something.
Oh, high stakes. Hey, listen, part of the business, Jaren, of the NBA is business, and you played for Coach Bickerstaff last year. This year, Coach Taylor Jenkins. What was your first conversation like with him when he took the job? Do you remember that? What was it like?
Well, I remember he was very emotional in his conference, which, you know, meant a lot to me. It just meant I see the care in his eyes. You know, it's his first time being a head coach, and that's just beautiful to see. So I kind of just wanted him to take it all in because he looked like a kid in a candy store on that day. But right after that, you know, it was just business. He's very straightforward of what he wants and how his view on how he wants it to get done. And I'm all for it. I've been learning a lot, seeing how he coaches the rest of the guys. And it's great to see. You see us here now, balling. Oh, good shot. But, yeah.
You can do a little play-by-play once in a while.
So that leads to this, Jaron. You and Ja seem to be, and my man Brooks over there, you guys seem to have a lot of fun watching your teammates play. What have you told them from a leadership standpoint? How have you exerted your leadership on the Summer League team?
It's just mostly being there for them, in practice, because obviously they're going to go through their own journey. I don't know exactly what they're going to go through and what's going through their head and how they're viewing their minutes or any of that, but all I can be there for is support. So that's why we're live, we're lit, we're jumping up and down, because that's a good balance. They're out here just fighting. We're not doing anything. We have the polos on, which, they're looking smooth right now.
Yeah, but you got a lot of drip there on the sidelines, man.
Yeah,
hey, Jaron, thanks a lot for joining us, and your team's lead is whittled down to 7 points, so during the next time out, you may want to get in there and help your guys out a little bit.
For sure,
thanks for joining us, man.
Yep, I'm going to get a stat sheet, make it happen.
Okay. Thank you. Jaron Jackson Jr., soon-to-be second-year player for the Memphis Grizzlies. Boy, Fran, he's the type of guy you want to build your franchise around, not just as a player, but the guy's got some personality, too, a leader.
He does. He think about it. He went to Michigan State, and he played for Tom Izzo when they had Nick Ward and Miles Bridges there, some other good players. He fit right in. He's just one of those guys that's going to fit into your team culture. Long-term, Mark, he has a chance to be a great player.
Showed a little bit of extended range, maybe better than people thought initially. A whistle and a foul. It's a 40-31 game with about 5.5 minutes to go. Championship title on the line here in Las Vegas.
It's an amazing August on TSN. The summer continues to sizzle with 16 CFL games. Canada's future hockey stars look to make their mark. Golf's FedEx Cup champion will be crowned. 11 MLS matches featuring the Canadian clubs. And the final Grand Slam of the season begins in the Big Apple. All this and more in August on TSN.
Can I get a glass of white wine and a Michelob Ultra?
White wine, 123 calories in each 5-ounce glass. Michelob Ultra, 90 calories in a bottle. Michelob Ultra.
Taco Bell's Quesarito is back, now with double the beef. A delicious beefy burrito wrapped inside a cheesy quesadilla with an extra layer of seasoned beef. The new Double Quesarito. Try one today, only at Taco Bell.
You had the Buick? Yep. That's my Buick.
How are we gonna fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Yeah, me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Right now, eligible members receive Costco preferred pricing and a $500 Costco cash card on our full lineup of sophisticated SUVs. Visit your dealer today.
Hey, great job defensively. The last couple buckets they have are tough contested shots. Keep them in front of you. Keep guarding, all right?
Hey, we need one stop. One stop, White.
Good activity, good activity.
Keep playing, keep playing, keep playing.
Great job, fellas.
Some of the passionate intonations from the sidelines. We heard from Jenkins, talked about him, Pablo Prigioni, the Summer League head coach for the Minnesota Timberwolves, former player with the Argentina national team, and former assistant coach with the Brooklyn Nets a season ago, part of the new staff hired by Ryan Saunders along with David Vanderpool. But Pablo really into this. He had a great coach speaking to him. He said, Mark, you don't play in the championship, you win the championship, making his intentions very much known coming into the game.
That's been part of his DNA. 13 years in Europe, 4 in the NBA.
Nice floater in the lane by Buchanan. Yeah, Prigioni was actually a point guard on that Knicks team that won 50-odd games several years ago. Last time they've made it to the playoffs. Whistle and one. Diop with the finish.
Yeah, this is important for Minnesota. Bates Diop, a young man from Ohio State. He had an up and down rookie season. The big thing with him, Mark, is scoring, and particularly from the perimeter. But this here, good athleticism. Young man from Bloomington, Normal, Illinois. Played for both Thad Matta and Chris Holtman, who's doing a great job at Ohio State.
Diop comes up short. Yeah, I was speaking with Ryan Saunders prior to the game. He said that during their exit meeting, he had told Diop that he wants him to be a little bit more versatile, making an impact on the floor, not just offensively, but in whatever way he can. And off the Rab miss, back come Minnesota. Down by 9, Terrell on the drive, got peeled, and back come the Grizzlies. Hennis with the step back three, pure. Nothing dusty about that.
You know what I love? He never gave up the three-point line. The defender flew by him. Instead of stepping in, he stepped sideways. He got 3 instead of 2. Very smart.
Lead back up to double digits at 12. Reed inside. Pass never got there. 7 turnovers now for the Timberwolves. Grayson Allen thought about it, working against Mitch Creek. Now the switch. Diop moving his feet well. Well defended, and the struggles of Grayson Allen continue. He came over to Memphis in that Mike Conley deal, along with Jake Crowder, who went to Memphis. Diop kicks it out to Naz Reid. The flat-footed three, no good.
That's gonna be a weapon for Naz Reid in the NBA, but I still want to see him dominate in the paint, especially on the glass, Mark.
A whistle and a foul against Minnesota Timberwolves. That's against Terrell.
Watch the footwork here. Now Dusty Hannah's going to shot fake, and he slides along the line and back, so he doesn't give up the three-point line, and he gets himself 3 instead of 2. Very smart play from a guy who's had a lot of G League experience and successful at that. He can shoot the ball.
Got into a couple of games with the Grizzlies last season. Scored a couple of buckets on both occasions. Hennis got into the paint and blocked. McLaughlin packed that. And Diop on the move. Dishes to Creek. And Grayson Allen with the hard foul, which will certainly stimulate a little bit of conversation because of history.
But I like this on the other end. Watch Jordan McLaughlin, 6'1". Now, that's where Hannes has got to use his body. He doesn't get his body into the shot blocker, and I think that might be the first time in history we've called Jordan McLaughlin a shot blocker. Yeah.
What's never been said before, huh? Mitch Creek at the foul line for the Timberwolves. Creek has that infectious energy. Spent a lot of time this past season with the Brooklyn Nets, Long Island Nets G League affiliate. Had a very successful year there, averaged 15 points a game. Only shot 22% on his three-pointers, but part of that great pipeline that starts down under in Australia.
I think you called him a tough Aussie the other day, which is an oxymoron.
It's redundant. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, man. You know he's played a little Australian rules football in gym class coming up, right?
Yep. Not afraid to use his body, no question.
Evans on the wing. Got the switch. Tough shot, no good. And Minnesota can get it down under double digits here. Martin with the Euro step and couldn't finish. Brandon Clark back the other way. Grayson Allen on the drive, and he took it strong that time, Fran.
Good move, went right down the alley, no help, finished. Jump shot's not going, but he's getting to the basket well.
4 points, 3 boards, and an assist for Grayson Allen. Nice cut by Martin. McLaughlin couldn't find him and got hung up in traffic and got blocked. Allen, heat check. Halfway down and out. Not a bad shot. Had a good look in the flow, though, right?
I like it. Good flow, yep. Good ball screen, wide open shot.
Bates Diop turns it over. Another Timberwolves turnover, their 8th. Brandon Clark. I was just about to say he's been pretty conspicuous by his silence so far.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, man, when he gets it going, his energy level is sky high. Watch the spin right here. And he goes right up over Bates Diop. Brandon Clark, the MVP of the Summer League.
Nissan Micro Cup traveled to Calabogie Motorsports Park on June 1st for the second round of the championship. In race 1, Kevin King came from 3rd place to capture his first win of the season, while in race 2, fans were treated to a great battle for the lead between King, rookie Marco Signoretti, and Austin Riley, with King coming away with the win. Riley, a young driver with autism, captured his first Micro Cup podium, finishing 3rd. To learn more about the Nissan Micro Cup, visit microcup.com.
Introducing the Right Now sale from Vistaprint. With up to 50% off everything, it's the perfect opportunity to try a fresh new look. Do something a little different. Build an even better brand. And with up to 50% off everything, you can save big right now. Use promo code SAVEBIG and own the now during the Right Now sale from Vistaprint, now through July 19th.
Some stories include a twist. The impossible game-changing twists. Twisting your hips to that country tune, or making that tune your own. There are twists of fate, and there are twists of lemon. So here's to getting ready for that perfect twist. Whatever twist life sends your way, why not enjoy the good times with a twist?
The Junior NBA Global Championship, the NBA's youth basketball tournament for top 13 and 14-year-old boys and girls teams from around the world, returns this August to ESPN's Wide World of Sports complex at Walt Disney World. To learn more, visit juniornba.com/global championship. Barry with the kick out. Side pocket 3 was short by Diop. We've got an all-NBA officiating crew here for the Summer League Championship. Grayson Allen counted and won.
Change of pace right there. Remember, we went down the alley. Watch him spin now. Takes Creek into the lane. Good finish. Not a lot of contact there, but good finish by Grayson Allen. Has not shot the ball great, Mark, in the last few games, so you got to get yourself to the basket.
Yeah, he was ejected Thursday night in that loss to the Boston Celtics. Their first and only loss of the preliminary round, and in the 2 games since, only a total of 9 points. So I'm going to get back on track here tonight. Martin steps through, tipped up by Diop for the bucket. You know, one thing about Diop, as a rookie this past year with the Timberwolves, I did several of their games, Fran. He hung out a lot and was mentored by Luol Deng, who is a great veteran, taught the rookie about moving without the ball, cutting, passing, timing, and really proved to be invaluable as, boy, Harvey with that floater brought a little bit of rain.
I think watching Bates Diop over the last week, he's got to play harder. He's got to cut harder. And then, Mark, for him to be successful, he's got to be a more proficient outside shooter. This little kid, Jordan McLaughlin, I'll tell you, he is the ideal 3rd point guard if they have room for him.
Here's Harvey. Got a mismatch against Diop. Going to see if Diop can move his feet. They found a mismatch underneath. Caboclo inside, and Bruno finishes. Good, smart ball. Right,
absolutely. Tyler Harvey slowed down. He let Bruno get to the mismatch, and Bruno took his time. Really well done.
Caboclo has 10 points. Tied for the team high for the Grizzlies, and a guy whose selection and development in the ensuing years has been highly scrutinized. Harvey from deep. Little heat check goes wide, but Jerry Stackhouse told me that when Bruno Caboclo first came into the league, they coddled him a little bit because he needed it. He was a Brazilian in a new country, learning a new language, learning how to communicate. But then there came a point where he had to be held accountable a little bit more, and that's when the hard work really started. He's put the work in under the player development program that Dwayne Casey had, and now he's become a rotation player, signed a multi-year deal with the Grizzlies after a couple of 10 days.
And only 23 years old. Now, you know, I know a little bit about this guy, going back to his days in Brazil. And when they drafted him, the Raptors did not have a G League team. So they farmed him out to Fort Wayne. It did not work. But he's a work in progress. A lot of potential.
It's nice to build This is the summer you use Expedia to get out of the office, out on the town, then out of the city entirely to book that cottage on the lake, hit the road in a rental.
Lead in control, leading by 16 points. Mark Jones, Fran Fraschilla, and Tyler Harvey continues to be one of the headliners, as he has been all week here in Vegas, Fran.
Yeah, he's a great story because he's been close to playing in the league, and last year dropping 58 in the G League game. And tonight he's really been not only a scorer but a catalyst on that offense as well. And you love to see this. You know, it's the end of the summer league. Yeah, championships at stake, but to see a guy this close to his dream, always a good feeling for us hoop junkies.
Yeah, and interesting that he's one of those guys, Fran, that you've alluded to, whose journey sometimes takes a different path. He grew 11 inches in high school, and then he walked on at Eastern Washington. To think about where he is now, I mean, it just keeps making a real meteoric ascension. Who knows where it ends? Feels like he's got a new beginning here this week. Tyler Harvey with 10 points on 4 of 8 from the field. Knocked down his first 2 3-point attempts in the game to really help set the tempo for the Grizzlies. Now, what does Minnesota have to do here early in the third quarter to get back into this game, Fran? Down 16, that's not a margin they want to play around.
No, they got to get defensive stops. I thought the one thing about Memphis that Taylor Jenkins has to be pleased with, 9 different players scored out of the 10 that saw action. So defense has got to be a priority for the Wolves early.
Evans on the lob, couldn't find Clark. One of the few miscues they've had on the offensive end. That's the 3rd turnover only for Memphis. McLaughlin hit him with the crossover and a nice finish. So a good start for the period for Memphis.
Again,
for Minnesota.
Yeah, really impressive by Jordan McLaughlin. Really has had a good week. He has some Fred VanVleet in him. You know, he's not a big guy. I like this. How about Bruno? How about Bruno?
Bruno Caboclo.
It's year 5, Mark.
Yep.
It's year 5.
Signed a multi-year deal at the end of the season with the Memphis Grizzlies. Talked about his constant improvement, getting comfortable in the culture.
Well, honestly, you know, his work ethic was not great when he got to Toronto, and that's a process.
And that's where Stackhouse told me that, you know, they started to have to hold him very much accountable, and he obviously worked. It worked because he's turned the corner. McLaughlin back out to Naz Reid. Reid, a little show and go. Bruno, he's not playing that bully ball. Got the block. Extra pass, Terrell. Spacing wasn't quite right there. And now Reid comes to set the screen. Pick and pop, Reid for 3. Unlike yesterday when he was knocking those 3-pointers down, Fran, he struggled today from deep.
Well, you know, it's going to be that way, Mark. I want to see him play the game from inside out. He was a very average rebounder at LSU. How about this? He was the 300th best rebounder by percentage in college basketball last year. Think about that.
Not great for a guy his size. A whistle and a foul underneath. They're going to wave it off. Gediminas Petraitis, NBA official, waving that off. Mentioned we have an all-NBA crew here, including Tyler Ford and Mitchell Irvin. Number 4 and 51, respectively. Reid can go to the free throw line. Said that on the night of the draft, he was at home in New Jersey with his parents in Asbury Park, New Jersey. And after going undrafted, the phone rang like literally minutes after the end of the draft. And it was the head coach of the Timberwolves, Ryan Saunders. Ryan says, we really like your game. We think you're going to be a great fit here. We need you to get to Minneapolis in the next couple of days. Reid said he was on the plane in a couple of days, and it's been work ever since. It was really a good feeling, he says, to be wanted that soon after the disappointment, Fred.
Yeah, this is a kid who was a McDonald's All-American who many had pegged as a lottery pick even after his first year, and it didn't work out for him. And part of it was just the effort and attitude. Part of it was, I think, at LSU. I honestly think he did not get that much better than he was in high school.
Got a shot of Ryan Saunders there, the head coach of the Timberwolves. His team has cut the lead now down to 12 points. Fran, you know as well as anyone, you have a lovely bride, Meg. Sometimes you're on the road a lot. Ryan Saunders and his lovely wife, Haley, welcomed Lucas Philip Saunders into the world just 4 weeks ago, but he's been on the road for more of his son's life than he has been home. But Haley, shout out to you and son Lucas at home. Hang in, Pops is coming home shortly.
He just told me, I said, what's the rest of your summer like? He said, home with the family.
There you go.
Got to do a couple of charity events. Going to spend some time making sure I see my players, but home with the baby.
Yep.
And Haley.
I love the middle name on Lucas, Philip, to honor his late father. One of my favorites, former co-worker with us at ESPN, head coach of the Wizards and Pistons for a while, and Timberwolves, of course.
Former head coach at Golden Valley Lutheran, junior college in the Twin Cities.
Yeah. Player at University of Minnesota.
Exactly, yep.
Mitch Creek from the corner. And here comes Minnesota. They've cut the lead below double digits to just 9, an 8-0 run.
Gotta love the Aussie, man. He had a cup of coffee last year with the Nets.
Harvey missing. Clark with a man-sized rebound, and he put Diop in the weight room with the putback.
If playing hard is a skill, this guy's got it. And oh, by the way, elite athleticism. Watch him chase the basketball, keeps his eye on it, and finishes. And you notice, now listen, Bates Diop, that's what we talked about, Mark. He had an easy opportunity to grab that defensive rebound. No check out, and he's going to learn if he wants to play minutes for Ryan Saunders. He's going to have to keep a guy like Clark off the glass. But how about the third wheel for the Grizzlies with John Morant and Jaren Jackson now and Clark?
Could be the third guy in a young and team that has a lot of room to grow. Native of Vancouver, British Columbia, only lived in Canada for a little over 2 years before relocating with his family to the United States. Reed didn't see the physical low post presence out of Reed yet. Cross court, and they throw it out of bounds. You know, back to Brandon Clark, friend. Another one of those guys that was a little bit traveled before ending up at Gonzaga. And coming out of high school, his recruitment wasn't a high-profile one. His mother told the coach at San Jose State at the time, said, Coach, I know you haven't seen him play yet, right before tournament, but when you see him play, you're really going to like him. Prophetic words. They liked him and signed him, and the rest is history for him collegiately.
Yeah, I think he was going to be recruited there as a walk-on until they saw him. And the rest is history. As you see, Zach Kleiman, the new senior executive president of the Grizzlies, USC grad, Duke Law School.
Terrell, nice dime inside to Reed with a two-handed punch. And here come the Timberwolves. They've quickly made it a game here in the third quarter.
Well, it's been the defense, too. They're starting to lock down a little bit more.
Caboclo, Harvey, the switch onto Diop. Spun on a dime.
Yeah, bucket getter. Bucket getter.
Now, prior to the game tonight, I said, tell me about that 57-point game in the G League with the Memphis Hustle. He said 58, Mark. 58, Mark. Diop goes quickly. Great ball fake. Didn't get the foul call from Caboclo. And back comes Rad. Allen on the wing. Allen slaloming around the screen. Kept Mitch Creek on his back and drew the foul. Timeout on the floor. They're not only wet at the pool, these jumpers are wet too now.
Shark Week is back. Starts Sunday, July 28th, only on Discovery. Brought to you in part by Hobbs & Shaw. In theaters August 2nd.
With the TD Unlimited checking account, you can bank on paying no TD fee at any ATM in Canada. That's what confidence feels like. Open an account online.
Drive to Surprise is on now at Kia. Go road tripping in a Sorrento with third-row seating and panoramic sunroof. Get outdoors with the newly redesigned 2020 Sportage. or hit the road in a Forte. Awarded Best Small Car for 2019 by AJAC. Hurry in now and get 0% financing for up to 84 months, plus up to $1,000 bonus.
If you can poker face through that, you're poker ready. Download the PokerStars.net app and play.
Let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule on ESPN2. On Tuesday, it's the Storm against the Aces. On ABC Saturday, it's the AT&T WNBA All-Star Game at 3:30 Eastern Time. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. I believe our Ryan Rucco will be calling that All-Star Game here in Las Vegas, so along with a talented cast of many on the sidelines, including Rebecca Lobo.
Storm still battling. They're
Yep.
still battling over 500, 10-8 with the win yesterday. No, obviously, they've been decimated by injuries.
Yeah, Sue Bird,
Brianna Stewart.
Grayson Allen knocks down the free throw, and it's a 14-point lead, just under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Mitch Creek brings it up.
I thought you were going to mention Mitch Creek stays at the Adelaide 36ers.
Yeah, one of the top teams in the National Basketball League, and that competitive great league down in Australia. Adelaide 36ers is where one of my guys, James Ennis, played after winning Big West Conference Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Played down under in his first year after being drafted by the Miami Heat. You know, Mitch Creek is actually from a small town, Horsham, about 20,000 people.
You know what? Now that I think about it, it's the same place Aaron Bruce is from, right? Who played at Baylor, was one of the early stars for Baylor. And obviously they produce good basketball.
Hey, what about the fact, speaking of Australians and talented basketball players, Ben Simmons, who won't be playing for the Australian national team in the upcoming World Championships, will be getting paid. He got the bag, folks. He signed a max deal with the 76ers today. So Philadelphia is a franchise, man. Guys just got their loot. Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, and a bunch of others. They went all in on payroll.
Tell you, the underrated guy for that starting five is going to be Josh Richardson.
Yeah.
He adds some toughness, some defensive ability.
Great defender with the Miami Heat.
Yep.
The offensive game really came around too. McLaughlin got ripped. Hannes on the break.
Shooter.
Come back the other way, though. That jumper way short. Good hustle.
Guys, the interesting thing about Philadelphia will be how they shoot the ball. Who's going to be able to shoot the ball to soften things up for them? I know Richardson's a decent shooter, but he's not necessarily a shooter per se. Right. And then at the end of games, like, who's going to be the guy to take that last shot? Miami tried to do that with Richardson and, you know, to mix results at times.
Great point, George. When you look at Ben Simmons, Fran, it does limit you somewhat at the offensive end, despite the fact that, you know, he's a 16, 8, and 8 player across the board.
They're going to, the floor is going to be shrunk a little more. Don't forget, they lose a great shooter and floor spacer in J.J. Redick off to the Pelicans. Look at that move by Barry Brown, who's been impressive today. Barry Brown out of the mold of the Rodney Magruder, Kansas State. The defensive ability.
One of those guys really self-made, got into the league that way, and Hannes called for the traveling violation. Minnesota with a chance to get it down to 9 here.
Barry Brown, who was not a great shooter at Kansas State, and that's something that's going to be a something he's got to work on. But the defense, the ability to go mid-range, get to the basket, the toughness.
Kenyon Berry baseline, tried that hammer pass, and it never quite made it out of bounds. It'll come back to Memphis. You know, getting back to the shooting aspect of Philadelphia that George brought up, Liam Simmons, Ben Simmons' older brother, in the last year became his personal skills coach, former assistant coach at Cal Riverside. And he says, he told me earlier that Ben can shoot it and will slowly begin to shoot it a lot more. So maybe that's the move this year. So speaking of Aussies, Mitch Creek carrying the flag on that foray to the bucket.
My experience has been through the years that it's really hard for a guy that's at the stage of Ben Simmons' career to really improve all that much, Mark. And if he does, it's going to make him even a more effective player. Now, whoever taught Brook Lopez to shoot threes, call Ben Simmons now, because he's done that really well.
Close game.
Need a change of scenery? Kayak searches hundreds of travel sites and filters by cabin class, Wi-Fi, and more, so you can be confident you're getting the right flight at the best price. Kayak. Search one and done.
I'm busy.
Are you watching cat videos again?
No, we're not watching cat videos again.
The mountains are calling.
Gotta go, Chris.
Coors Light. The mountains are calling.
If your head's in the clouds and what a feat for. Been stuck on the ground and I'm getting bored. Let's turn up the sound, best quit messing around. Think it's time that we choose. So what you want to do? Come on. For real?
Good, right there.
Good food shouldn't break the bank. Get your hands on Subway's new barbecue pulled pork Mighty Melt combo for just $6.
We were talking about Ben Simmons a moment ago, Fran. Look at his impressive numbers this year, and the one footnote at the bottom, 0 for 17 in three-point field goal attempts.
Well, and the key for me is, again, I don't see that improving all that much, but I mentioned J.J. Redick. How do you handle the loss of a closer like Jimmy Butler, who's now off to the Miami Heat? That's going to be critical for them. As good as the team looks on paper if you were putting together a fantasy league team.
Right. Deep jumper good. And here come the Timberwolves as Martin hits the rainbow three. It's a 6-point game.
It's been about their defense, Mark, because they gave up 56 in the first half.
Grab at the elbow. Hannes, the floater, got it, fouled. That one halfway down and out is going to go against Canyon Berry.
Keelan Martin, who played at Butler University for Chris Holman. Watch him come off that pin down. And he got behind the ball before he got it up. You got to be able to get that shot off quick. Quickest release in the NBA last year, Kyle Korver, .73. Wow. How about that? .73. I'm going to start.
That's tough to guard.
That's tough to
guard.
watch on guys, huh? Yep. I think Clay and
Steph's got to be up there too.
He's in the high 70s.
Right.
Thanks to Kirk Goldsberry's sprawl ball book. He's got the numbers in there. It's not about just making shots. It's, getting it off before these guys can get out to you.
Brown into the paint. 10 on the shot clock. Creek back to Brown, taking out his do-it-yourself kit, and got the layup with the left hand. And the Wolves to within 6.
Great extension. Yep. You see Clark ready to block that shot, and he extended away from the shot blocker.
Great skill. Grab on the baseline, back out top. 8 on the shot clock for Lee. Got the switch. See if he takes advantage. Settles for the 3. And Martin with the board. They can cut it to 4. They trailed by 17 points. Martin, butter! And it's a 3-point game.
Butter in the skillet.
Mitch Creek nodding his head, saying we're ready now. On the switch, Martin. Lee. Brandon Clark inside and fouled by Brown. That's a good foul. That would have been an easy one. But Martin has scored the last 7 points for Minnesota.
Great to see. Take a look at Keelan Martin right here. Played last year in Germany. Jumped on this summer league team. And he can always score the ball. when he was at Butler playing for the Bulldogs. And how about the T-Wolves bench? They're liking it.
Yeah. Part of the great chemistry they've developed this week and going undefeated. Pablo Prigioni, I told you about what he said earlier. He said, you don't play in the championship, you win the championship. Getting that message across. Remember now, each of the 8 teams that made the tournament got $15,000 and $5,000 for each subsequent win.
So they split the pot.
Each dollar counts, friend.
You know, that's nice, but that's not like TBT, man, that we got coming up on ESPN, where they're going to share $2 million win and take all. Getting ready to get that started next week.
Like I said about the NBA, when you look at these max deals, NBA stands for never broke again. Hannes, corner pocket three. Dusty drills it. And the lead is back up to 7 for the Grizz. 40 seconds to go in an exciting third quarter. Memphis, for the largest part, has been able to hold off Minnesota. Martin still cooking. The lead is down to 4.
No Zion, no John Morant, just a lot of guys just balling, looking to reach their dream. These kids have thought about the NBA their entire young lives.
Lee against Murphy. Good defense by Murphy. 1 on the shot clock. Great defense by the Timberwolves. And a chance to pull to within 2 points with 8.5 to go in the third quarter. Prigioni going to make a substitution here. Jared Terrell is going to come into the ball game. He'll come in for Battle.
I would just give it to my man Keelan Martin and get out of the way.
Last 10 in a row,
yeah,
right?
Just get out of his way. Plenty of time right here.
Little full court pressure here, Fran, by Lee.
And I think the Grizzlies can give a couple.
Brown, and there's the first one, Fran. Great call on that. No more fouls to give after that one. 4.4 to go. See what they run on the side out of bounds.
I'm looking at my man Martin, number 30, opposite of the ball. Although if Barry Brown gets it, he's got 4 dribbles. Let's see what they do.
Kenyon Barry on the baseline. Murphy inside. Whistle, foul. And Murphy will go to the line. So they at least get to the free throw line, Fran, on the inbound play with a little over 4 seconds to go.
Yeah,
they started.
That's right. Sweet drive here by Kenyon Barry. They watch Murphy just going to take it right up through. Little body contact, maybe some verticality straight up, but Murphy initiated the contact. He's going to get a pair.
Murphy knocks down the first. Jordan Murphy out of San Antonio, Texas. Played 4 years at the University of Minnesota. Second in the Big Ten history in career rebounds, behind only Jerry Lucas. And he makes it a 2-point game. They came back from down 17 points, playing for the championship here in Las Vegas.
Keelan Martin, he wants a spot in the NBA. His German is pretty good because it's where he played a year ago. But enough of that. I want to play in the association, and I want to do it now.
In German, they say, Danke. Thank you. Knocks it down.
Broken air conditioner? Call on Reliance. We'll get there fast and make sure the story of your broken air conditioner is a short one. And if you need a new air conditioner, act now to get our featured offer and pay no interest for 24 months. Call on Reliance.
$64 in data overages?
You hang up.
You hang up.
You hang up.
I'm not gonna hang up.
No, you hang up.
I can do this all night.
It's only 1:30.
Oh no.
There comes a time
when we're all faced with a choice. Either live in someone else's shadow or cast your own. This is the next generation GMC Sierra Elevation, built to command the road and everything else around it. Right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on the new Sierra Elevation. Plus, eligible Costco members receive preferred pricing. See your dealer today.
Romance isn't dead.
But it is here.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Don't hate like their trip. Book yours with Hotels.com and get rewarded basically everywhere. Hotels.com. Be there, do that, get rewarded.
10 minutes to go here in Las Vegas in game number 83. After 11 days, the championship on the line between Minnesota and Memphis. The Grizzlies led by as many as 17. Murphy went for the lead and missed. But Minnesota battling back in that third quarter, outscoring Memphis by double figures, 30-16. Here's Bruno Caboclo, had a lot of success early.
The Grizzlies have tightened up that defense since the first half.
That foul is going to go against Minnesota. Sorry, Fran.
Yeah, no, that's how they got back in this game, Mark. They gave up 56 in the first half, and they've tightened things up. And, of course, Keelan Martin has been on fire.
Side of the bounds, and Tyler Harvey got up to that great start, too, for Memphis. Hit a couple of early three-pointers to set the tone. But it's been largely quiet ever since. Grayson Allen gets to the cup. After a slow start, he's started to find his way a little bit. He's got 11 points. Brown. Canyon Barry. That's going to be a goaltending call against Caboclo. Canyon Barry has become a crowd favorite here during the last 11 days in Las Vegas.
You know, yesterday in that win, he was a plus 15. The ball moves with him. That move right there, sometimes no fake is the best fake. He went right by Allen.
Good point, friend. Just get the ball and rip through and go. And you said yesterday that Barry was, what, a nuclear
engineering major, and he got his master's at Florida after transferring from the College of Charleston, where he only majored in physics undergrad.
Took some easy classes, huh? Murphy inside, drew the foul against Caboclo. Well, our next WNBA game Tuesday, the 23rd. Asia Wilson in the Western Conference leading Las Vegas Aces, hosting the Seattle Storm at the Mandalay Bay Event Center at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific on ESPN2, as well as the ESPN app. And Murphy misses the first. Minnesota hasn't led this game since it was 3-0. They're the only team to go undefeated up to this point. And it's a one-point contest.
Doing it tonight without Josh Okogie. And, of course, all summer long, Jared Culver, their #1 pick, number 6 in the draft. They've kept him hermetically sealed.
Caboclo fouled by Murphy.
There you see Jared Culver, Okogie in the middle, on the left.
Jared Culver out of Texas Tech, a Lubbock native, making the move from Little Lubbock, Texas, up to Minneapolis.
Buddy Holly's hometown.
Oh, bully Bruno banging it home.
He went up to the penthouse on that one.
And the rim still rattling after that one. And what a great delivery. Grizzlies back up by 3. Martin behind the Murphy screen. Whistle and a foul. Martin attacking the rim, but man, Bruno Caboclo was up in a different stratosphere.
And Harvey, how about the one-hand flip pass, Mark? Watch him just throw it up there. That's really well done. One-hand pass, and that comes off your hand so much quicker. It's something you have to perfect. And, you know, I want to get back to Canyon Barry because I mentioned this, Mark. He's the reigning 3-on-3 FIBA World Champion, right? USA, first time. Have you watched that at all?
Yeah, it's great basketball.
And
it's fun.
You have to make quick decisions.
Yeah.
And you can tell when he has the ball in his hands, he's used to not holding on to it and doing nothing with it. The ball moves quickly.
And coaches sometimes refer to it, I've heard it called .4 basketball, where you make a decision right away.
Exactly.
Pass or shoot. A whistle on the foul as Brandon Clark attacked the rim. And Clark will go to the free throw line once again. Remember, he had the big game-winning dunk last night in the semifinal game against the Pelicans. Here tonight, Clark with 9 points on 3 of 4. Also got 9 rebounds. Well, tonight after the World Series of Poker main event at Sports Center with Steve Levy and Kenny Mayne, we'll have a conversation with Cody Bellinger, plus the most impressive NBA Summer League player in Vegas. And Sooners head coach Lincoln Riley's plan for quarterback Jalen Hurts. Sports Center after poker on ESPN as well as the ESPN app. 3-point lead for the Grizzlies, approaching 7.5 to go. Mark Jones alongside Fran Fraschilla. And George Sedano. Murphy missed it, got it back, through contact, and he can tie it with the free throw.
You watched him for the last 4 years, you're not surprised, because even though he's undersized, he plays with great strength, and he's been this size his whole college career, used to scoring over big guys and pursuing the basketball. You mentioned second all-time in Big Ten rebounding. He passed guys like Kevin McHale and Michael Thompson at Minnesota pretty good.
A couple of great Gophers. Out front, it's Harvey. The switch. Martin guarding him. Grab by Clark. Barry made him change it. His mess.
You see how quick he is? That's why he shot 69%.
Mostly restricted area stuff?
Mostly restricted area, and really above the rim in the restricted area.
Martin back rimmed it. Another big-time rebound by Murphy. Man, great determination. Murphy muscle inside. Wow, Fran.
That's him. That's his game right here.
A lot of desire by Murphy. He's got 12 points, 7 rebounds.
Oh, you like this now. Not drafted, understandably so, but when you come to Summer League, it's all about balling. And this guy has balled out for 4 years, and he's done it against similar type players in college as he's seen in Summer League. So my thing is, why not?
Yeah.
Keep going.
You always hear coaches say rebounding is one of those things that translate well. Rebound by Rab, and he got stripped but fouled on the putback. And Ivan Rab will go to the free throw line for Memphis. Native of Sacramento, California. Played for the Cal Bears for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, he has so much potential. It may be that the Grizzlies give up on him this week, but watching him in college, he was very, you know what, he's a great young man, highly intelligent, loves the game, Mark. I really felt like his fundamental basketball around the basket was never really developed football-wise.
They're chanting Barry.
Yep.
So I guess you need a degree in nuclear engineering to be a crowd favorite around here, Fran. That counts me out. I don't know about you.
Well, hey, hey, by the way, you know how good a player his dad was, right?
Yes.
He's one of the all-time great NBA players.
Hall of Fame lineage. Martin with the mid-range jumper, no good. One and done at the offensive end that time for Minnesota. Murphy couldn't get the rebound. 2-point lead for the Grizzlies. 6:10 to go. Dusty Hannis from deep. Man! In rhythm. Didn't even hesitate. And Hannis has 15, Fran, on 3 for 4 from deep.
A high-level game tonight.
Murphy got to the rim and drew the foul. Named after Dusty Baker because his father played baseball.
You know what you love? How about this? There's only one guaranteed contract out there right now. These guys are playing for the league.
Watch every CFL game exclusively on Canada's sports leader.
This is what the CFL on TSN is all about.
On the money.
Incredible.
Into the end zone. CFL lives here, only on TSN.
How did we take an amazing TV experience and make it even better?
We took what people love about Bell Satellite TV and put it in an app. So you can enjoy live TV and on-demand shows and movies on the screen of your choice. And enjoy your favorite shows from anywhere in the country. Bring your satellite TV service to the screen of your choice with the best TV watching app.
Isn't just, it's born from artificial intelligence and machine learning. Is flash-based technology. It completes the way we than humanly possible. Speed is the new Epic Flash from Callaway.
I love moments like this. We have a 2-point lead in a championship game going into the fourth quarter. We've got the lead, all right? All we got to do right now, we've been saying all summer long, is just win one quarter. Be the team that makes all the winning plays. Teammates, okay? Play together. We don't win it in one possession. We win it possession by possession by possession.
Taylor Jenkins from the sidelines.
Trying to build that winning culture.
Yep. Winning play by winning play from the Mike Budenholzer tree of coaches. Got to start with the San Antonio Spurs as an intern with Greg Popovich. 10 on the shot clock. Hannah's tough shot. And Murphy clears. That's what he does. That board man trying to get paid. 3-point lead for Memphis. Martin seemed to, but a foul called by Tyler Ford.
Yep, I'm not sure. Bruno was just trying to get out of the way. Martin, pretty smart. He jumps in there and he gets the call, but I don't think that was a foul.
Keelan Martin, a native of Kentucky, led the way with 23 points off the bench in just 20 minutes yesterday in that quarterfinal, actually 2 days ago, that quarterfinal win against Dallas.
All three double-figure scorers for the Wolves tonight, Mark, off the bench. Martin, Murphy, and Barry Brown.
Tell you what, friend, there have been so many great performances by different guys, and they named the NBA All-Summer League team a little bit earlier today, and there were some guys that didn't make it that make you shake your head because there are that many good players here this summer. On the drive, tough reverse layup attempt, and a foul call on the play. As
and there were some guys that played well that were shut down early.
Right.
Lonnie Walker from the Spurs, I thought, may have been the most talented player here this summer, but he only played 2 games. Bruce Brown.
I liked Tyler Hero from Miami.
Yep.
Kendrick Nunn from the Heat as well. Jared Allen was spectacular all week. Mitchell Robinson had a lot of fireworks too.
Agreed. Rui Hachimura showed some flashes of being a very good player. And I think if you're a Pelicans fan, you got to be excited about Jack, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Didi Lozada. Not to mention this kid Zion.
It's not bad.
Not get to his body.
Evans run off the 3-point line. Follow Clark. Quick jump. Third attempt. Fouled. Boy, Brandon Clark almost had 3 for a quarter there. Relentless on the glass, Brand.
The combination of effort and athleticism is just oozes potential. Take a look right here. Just a stick-to-itiveness. He comes into the league, Mark, you know, in a league of in Americans, already an elite athlete. Now the question is develop, but the want to.
4-point lead once again for the Grizzlies, able to hold off Minnesota. Barry inside, out of bounds. Memphis ball back the other way.
That's the second time Clark stayed vertical. Canyon Barry trying to draw contact, but I think this is a good Defensive play.
And is Pablo Prigioni going to challenge here? That might be the issue, because coaches are allowed a challenge here. It'll be Grizzlies basketball. Folks will clean it up for you on the other side of this. Stick around.
Not running. Why am I not running? Because the DQ Silver Blizzard menu is only and
Not running.
DQ. Happy tastes good.
Drive to Surprise is on now at Kia. Go road tripping in a Sorrento with third-row seating and panoramic sunroof. Get outdoors with the newly redesigned 2020 Sportage. Or hit the road in a Forte, awarded Best Small Car for 2019 by AJAC. Hurry in now and get 0% financing for up to 84 months, plus up to $1,000 bonus.
We're not going to promise that you'll unlock the power of DJ. Or magically finesse it like Jason. One thing we can promise. Ball is better than your current. The from
I'm fine.
I'd rather them be eating something than eating nothing.
Est-ce que t'aimes ça?
It's a hot dog.
Everyone's got an opinion about hot dogs, and it should be made with only our premium meat and natural ingredients, nothing artificial.
The challenge was whether the ball went out of off Canyon Barry, and it was confirmed. But the defense here by Clark, outstanding. No contact, so no foul, and out of bounds. Call confirmed. Grizzlies ball.
Coming up next year during the regular season, coaches will be allowed a challenge. Grayson Allen to the bucket, and a strong foray to the hoop. A lead back up to 6 as we approach 4 minutes to go in this game.
Good ATO right there. They've got Grayson Allen playing downhill, trying to build his confidence.
Martin with the counter, couldn't find it. And rebounded by Hannes. Yeah, Pablo Prigioni calling a nice play out of that timeout. Hannes off the drag screen. Clark rolling. Plenty of time on the clock. Down to 12. Allen got the switch. Martin guarding him.
Too crowded. Can't do that.
Oh, wow. Martin bailed him out on the reach, friend.
He's, you know, Grayson had no room there, but he came up with something out of nothing. I would have liked to have seen him go baseline and get into a penetration game to find 4 teammates. But good effort by Grayson Allen to get to the line. Not making the shots tonight, so he's getting to the foul line.
Grayson Allen acquired from the Jazz in the Mike Conley deal. As I mentioned, let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule on ESPN2 and ABC. Tuesday, Seattle, Las Vegas at 10 Eastern Time. ABC Saturday, the AT&T WNBA All-Star Game right here in Las Vegas on ABC. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. If I hadn't been out here already for 12 days, I'd have stuck around for the All-Star Game and
T-Mobile.
Check that out.
T-Mobile?
Yeah. Minnesota has cut the lead to 1, and now it's back up to 8. Brown bricks it. Rebounded by Tyler Harvey.
Jordan McLaughlin wanted no part of Brandon Clark right there. he perused the lane and then thought better of it.
Bruno catch and shoot. Well, somebody closed the door. Caboclo, though, does have 3 3-pointers tonight on 7 attempts, so he shot it well despite that last one. 8-point lead, and we've got 3 minutes to go in the game. The title on the line. See who succeeds Portland as last year's champions. McLaughlin right up on his man Evans. That's going to be a kick ball. Shot clock at 15. No reset necessary. Side out of bounds Grizzlies.
Haven't been a lot of blocked shots from Brandon Clark, Mark, but he has absolutely contained the lane tonight. They're driving in there with little chance of scoring because of that elite shot blocking ability.
Remember, I said it earlier, his mom told a college recruiter, when his recruitment was going slow that, Coach, you haven't seen my son yet, but when you do, you'll love him. You'll offer him. Put up an offering there, but didn't fall. Minnesota still alive, down by 8. McLaughlin off the Reed screen. Bates from downtown. Battling to keep it alive. For 3. Brown missed it. And this time the Grizzlies finish off the defensive possession with the rebound.
Great opportunity for Taylor Jenkins to get some coaching experience in Summer League. He's done a great job of orchestrating this team.
Allen with a nice hesitation move and got to the bucket. Boy, he's been a different player here in the second half, Ren.
And what I love is that Taylor Jenkins trusting him to isolate him, and he's doing his thing, giving him some confidence.
9-0 run by the Grizzlies, finally ended by Mitch Creek. You know, Grayson Allen did have a 40 ball late in the season, in the regular season with the Utah Jazz before he was traded. So he showed signs of coming on late for a Utah team that was in the playoffs. Caboclo from deep. Now 3 for 8 from downtown. Minnesota needs one here. Creek. Brown with a good show and go. Creek relocates. The sidestep 3, fouled. And he'll get 3 shots. If he was behind that line, it was close. Wasn't sure from our angle whether it was a long 2 or whether he sidestepped enough, Fran.
Yeah, let's look, because he slid it. He did a nice job of sliding his feet. He was behind. And high IQ basketball play right there. They know they need the 3. So instead of driving it into the 2-point range, nice sidestep.
Mitch Creek will get 3 shots. Played largely for the Brooklyn Nets G League affiliate last year on Long Island. And averaged about 15 points a game for them.
And his point guard was Jordan McLaughlin. So these guys have teamed up already.
This is the second. Memphis with 2 timeouts remaining. Minnesota with 1. And Minnesota with a foul to give. 1:18 to go. See who wins this year's MGM Resorts NBA Summer League Championship in what has been a fantastic week. Attendance has reached an all-time high here over the last 11 days. 83 games, all of them were on ESPN or the ESPN app. Harvey trap him. Clark picked up his dribble in trouble. And he turns it over. A minute to go, down 6. Brown. Seconds to go. Brown draws the hit. And he'll go. So Minnesota alive. If he makes this, it's just a 2-possession game.
2 stops. Couple times. Pocket if you're Pablo Prigioni.
Is good. And Taylor Jenkins calls timeout. Try to put Brown on ice when we come back.
Nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period.
I managed to book the last room for $150. Me too. Some hotel booking sites panic you into booking the last. So Trivago will search for availability and compare hotel sites worldwide. Hotel Trivago.
Be your own man, not the man from the movies or the cover of that magazine. Be clean and groomed. Know how they're different. Be good with different. Just for men hair and beard care. Be the better man you are and look the part.
Welcome back, everyone, to the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League There's a look at the championship trophy that they're playing for tonight, and Brandon Clark doing his best to bring it back to Memphis, Fran.
Well, he's already the Summer League MVP. Now he's trying to add a championship game MVP. 15 points, 16 rebounds, 3 blocks, a lot of challenges at the rim, and just a great week. And a great week for the Grizzlies, I might add, because they've got a dynamic point guard in John Morant, a young big man in Jaren Jackson, and now you add this guy, 21st pick. Mark, I didn't have this guy. I had him right in that 15 to 22 range.
Okay.
He's better than that. At least he's shown that here.
The opinions on him really varied quite a bit.
They did, because he's an undersized power forward, but the energy level, unique.
4-point ball game after the Brown free throw, and now 94 feet of pressure.
Don't have to foul.
They tried to trap Grayson Allen. They get over midcourt. Clark back out to Evans.
I would get a stop here.
Martin picks up Evans. Freak has Minnesota alive. Brown over the midcourt line. Got to the bucket. Extra pass. Chop. Got it! And the lead is down to 1.
This is a situation you have to foul.
Grayson Allen attacks. Out to
give
Evans. There's a 0.8 of a second difference between the shot clock and game clock.
Barry Brown looked like he was going to take the 2. Watch the challenge again by Clark. He's been there all night. Great ball movement. And Bates Diop in rhythm knocks it down. They'll foul right away.
Oh, they throw it away. And Evans barely got it at the midcourt line. Foul here. They do. Evans going to go to the free throw line for the Memphis Grizzlies. Keenan Evans is an 83% free throw shooter in the G League a season ago. And Saunders was frantic on the sideline, frenzied.
One possession game either way. So even if Evans drops 2, Prigioni likely to call. Wants to advance.
A 9-0 run for Minnesota has them on the cusp here. Even if he makes this, as you pointed out, it's still a 1-possession game. Each team with a timeout remaining.
Assistant coach Brian Gates already with the Prigioni.
The lead is 3. Timeout. 10.4 to go. French, we've seen a couple of times in Summer League here. Some teams,
right?
Other teams with this much time would rather have it. What are you thinking here? Why for each method?
10 seconds is in a situation where it's no man's land. You can go both here.
Right.
Okay. A lot of times we saw this in the first half with the Grizzlies. In the full court, you can get a running start to the. Right now, defensively, give up the 2. Don't take it out at the half-court mark. There's a lot to hone in on who the shooter is. So you here. I would prefer to take it full court with 10.
There you go.
Get my ball handler on the run, and then have some sort of misdirection, screen-to-screener action.
With a Martin, maybe? Is he the guy that you're looking at here?
I think Martin would be ideal, except remember, this team also is going to switch everybody. So they may cover Martin. You just need to get a good look right here.
Martin has had a lot of good looks here in the second half and made the most of his opportunities. Martin with a bevy of 3-point shots. He is 3 of 6 from downtown, and right now they need a 3 to tie it. Defensively, the question is, some teams like to foul so you can't get the 3 up, but they haven't had a lot of time to practice that.
Well, I think sometimes you can foul too early. Okay. Now, Memphis has 1 timeout left. So if you foul here and you foul quickly, you force the T-Wolves to make free throws, and the T-Wolves can come right back and foul you with more time to go down and score again.
Memphis has substituted Shaq Buchanan, number 27, into the ball game. Minnesota needs a 3 to tie with 10.4 to go.
Bruno's on Martin, the length.
They go to Mitch Krieg. There's Martin weak side, and he couldn't make the catch. Got it off over Clark for the tie. Diop out of bounds, and it's coming back the other way. Did he switch his call? They're going to look at it. They get a minus. Petritis, the official, pointed two different ways, Fran.
I think he's going to point to Wolves' basket, and then they'll review it. 0.7 means still time for a catch. The official is supposed to signal which direction, because he can go correct it.
Right.
So he pointed Wolves' direction, and now they will review it. In the meantime, Wolves out of timeouts, so they're getting a free one here.
What do you think of the play that they ran? They gave it to Creek and then went to Martin.
Well, the problem was Martin bobbled the basketball, and so that really threw off the timing. But we'll watch right here. Hard to tell on the initial video.
Yeah, Diop in the neighborhood. It looks like it may have initially gone off him, but who knows after that. They'll review it right now with 0.7. You pointed out, if it is Minnesota basketball.
Pump fake. Okay, you see what they're doing right there? This is great basketball. We'll show the looks, and then we'll explain what Pablo Prigioni just said. Okay, let's take a look, because there was something clever in that timeout. It looks to me from that angle that Bruno knocks it out of Bates Diop's hands. Let's see again now. Watch Bruno, number 5 in blue. His hand goes forward. Now, here's the key. Pablo Prigioni told his team, if you can catch and shoot, shoot. But if you catch it and the man is on you, pump fake to draw the foul.
Okay.
So there's two options here, depending on how tight the catch is made with the defender on him.
Great thinking there by Prigioni. Of course, you have to be in three-point territory, though, right?
That's right.
Or else it's only 2 shots.
You have to catch it outside the line. If you're the Grizzlies now, I would put 5 defenders on the three-point line and force an easy basket to the rim. Give up the 2.
Well, after the review, they've made their decision. It's going to be Minnesota basketball with 0.8 to go. You heard Prigioni, the coach, in the huddle, what he wants. McLaughlin to inbound. They have enough time for a catch and shoot with 0.8. It's more than 0.3.
Something tricky's coming. Watch some misdirection. Martin's going to go out to the three-point line.
Diop couldn't get it, and that's going to do it. The Memphis Grizzlies go undefeated in Summer League play to win the championship. They batted away that final attempt by the Minnesota Timberwolves, who fought back frantically from a 17-point deficit and came within a whisker of tying it up. But down at the Grindhouse, FedEx Forum in Memphis, this providing a little bit of hope for them.
Yeah, well, look at all the movement, and they were just trying to confuse the defense. Grayson Allen smelled out the pass out to the top. Really good IQ. Watch Allen. He just gets a piece of it. That ends the game. And Mark, from game 1 to game 83. Okay, what you have. Come on now. You got kids competing from the start of the first game to the end of the last. Why? Because their dream is to play in the league, and every possession matters.
It sure looked that way, Fran. The effort, the determination, the temerity, the relentlessness, the ambition, all very tangible and palpable here during the week as the Memphis Grizzlies don the championship jerseys and t-shirts. Well-deserved. Friend, they ran the table now. They went 7-0, undefeated. When you just throw a group of players together and you only have 10 days or almost 2 weeks to be together, this group looked like they had a lot of chemistry. The surprising part is they did it without that guy, John Morant, who is supposed to be the leading cast member of this team. It didn't work out that way, but they'll take the result anyway.
You know what? They know what they've got in Morant. They found out that they've got a terrific first-round pick in Brandon Clark.
And Tyler Harvey, you talk about a guy who played a starring role as an understudy. Tyler Harvey really got his team out to a great start tonight, knocking down those three-pointers as we send it courtside to George Sedano for our championship trophy presentation.
Let's give a round of applause to both teams tonight. Just a fantastic game here this evening at the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League. Joining us is NBA Summer League Executive Director Warren Legary, who's here to present the 2019 NBA Summer League Championship Trophy to head coach Taylor Jenkins and the Memphis Grizzlies. Coach, come here. Let's chat for a sec. Come here, Coach. I know you want to celebrate, but they cut your lead to 1 6 different times. What was the difference tonight?
Just keep fighting.
Buchanan for our introductions.